Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Super Ninja Austin here, and I bet y'all wondering I'm in a very familiar place right now. That is absolutely correct. I'm at my nephew's bedroom again, in my brother's apartment, because I'm going back and forth with my brother and my grandfather. But y'all didn't came here to hear that though, because we're going to talk about the my bad. The Friday Night SmackDown season premiere edition of the SNA podcast, which is this is the SNA podcast, the 70th episode to be the exact of the Friday nights. And it's Friday Night SmackDown, the 9th week in a row, part 9 even. And I should have said it with a better introduction, but this will do. Just keep watching. But anyways, we're going to start off with John Cena entering the Tulsa arena, in the Tulsa, Oklahoma arena, with the fans up in their feet cheering for John Cena. And then this is where he introduced everybody in Tulsa of the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown. But before he could finish talking about more about his appearance here on Friday Night SmackDown, this is where he gets quite rudely interrupted by a guy we haven't seen in over 2 months, and that man is none other than the undisputed champion, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. That's right. He made his appearance known without no announcements until he got into the ring and made his presence known and confronted John Cena for no reason, I should say. But yeah, this is the first time I actually did a wrestling review with Roman Reigns being on television. So that's a pre-cheers and a happy moment for me. The recap of Roman Reigns said and did, we're going to talk about that right now, with him telling the Tulsa crowd to acknowledge him, and also he said, let's see right here, he's like, tell John Cena you better do the right way, like if you're gonna introduce stuff, this is where he said. But before he said acknowledge me, he's like, if you're gonna introduce this crowd, you gotta do it right. And then that's when he told Tulsa to acknowledge him, which I'll say at least 70% of them sort of did. And then that's where he continues talking rubbish on John Cena, saying like, you haven't you haven't been here until I left, and that, or no, he said like this. He's like John Cena, you haven't, you showed up right as soon as after I left for my 2-month leave of absence. I'm like, Roman, don't you didn't you hear hear the news lately, into the entertainment world, that the actors are going on strike because they think they're not getting paid very well, which I would very agree with them, but that's a story for another day. But I was like, don't you realize? And don't you think that it could be the reason why he's there, or it could be just a near coincidence? But anyway, this is where Roman Reigns also stated, saying, that's what he said. He said the reason why he only showed up because I took my leave right afterwards. And this is where he starts saying, let's see. And then this is when the fans start booing. He's like, let's be honest here, John. You already know who the GOAT is. It's the Tribal Chief, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. That's what he said. And then he also went on to say, well, we ran into this before plenty of time, and we handled it. So we're going to do it once again. Possibly at Crown Jewel, which he was referring to. And he was like, either you leave or we're going to make you leave. And then John Cena staring phaseless, saying not saying, looking like is he serious right now? Like, yeah, like I gotta win out of you, you gotta win out of me. Like when in this Tribal Chief versus John Cena feud, and then this is where he also said like, yo, like you. And he also, John Cena said, I always acknowledge your accolade and your career and your 1,100. What John Cena said, how long his reign as champion? 1,138 days, and you held that undisputed Universal Championship. But he said that like when he said like, yeah, John Cena and Roman Reigns in the same ring sounds like a pretty great moment that you don't want to miss. And then this is where John Cena also said, no matter what the announcer says, that is the greatest accomplishment of all times, and it earned. I am not here to challenge you tonight for that championship. He's like, I'm here because I haven't earned it. He's like, but I know a guy who has. And that's when he said with a huge grin, and then he said he knows someone who has earned that spot of being the number one contender. And that's when we hear the theme music, L.A. Doom. Yeah, that's right. L.A. Knight came in the ring. He stepped up to the Tribal Chief inside, and he did a signature catchphrase like he does every week on Friday Night SmackDown, saying, "Let me talk to you." And then that's when the fans are like, yeah. And then Tulsa, Oklahoma fans were going wild, yeah. And then this is where L.A. Knight said, and face Roman Reigns saying, "Like you must be, you're the head of the table, right? Like yeah, like you're the Tribal Chief, right? And then, yeah, the fans are saying yeah, and then that's when L.A. Knight said respond back to the fans with a wave away of yeah, I should say, and he's like, you're a defending champion, right? Yeah. And the fans said, yeah, well, last time or he's like, you're the Tribal Chief, you're the head of the table, right? Like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you're the defending champion, are you? Right? Like, and then the fans are like, yeah. And then LA Knight's like, nah. He's like, you like, and he said, like, and right now, like, you're standing right in my way, Roman, or was it telling to Paul? But yeah, he's like, but anyways, he was like, how rude of me, though. He said, looking towards Paul Heyman and Roman, and he was like, you know, like, you've been sitting at home on the couch for the last month and a half, like, and you wear that golden title right around your waist. Like, things have changed a little bit. I'll tell you what, toast. And he took Roman to a trip of whose show it is now, with Roman Reigns barely being there, like every once or twice a month once or twice out of the month. But he was like, he reminded the fans that whose game it is, and then this is where the fans start chanting L.A. Knight, yeah, and then L.A. Knight said signature, yeah. Well, I'm not sure if he said yeah, but this is where Roman Reigns trying not to laugh, trying not to break character, of course. This is where L.A. stared directly to Roman. He was like, yeah, like these fans are really fan of this man. Like I would not expect them to be, and even going squared off, battling. I mean, going head to head against me and here in the ring. Roman Reigns like, I'm up, like I'm very proud of you. Like I gave you a couple of months, and they say your name now and your catchphrase. And the fans start booing for his sarcastic statement. And then Roman's like, let's be honest here. The over 1,100 days as champion, I did something that you would never imagine to do with this business. What makes you think that you can ever stand in the ring with me that honestly, like, who the hell you think you are standing in my ring right now? I'm like, your ring, like, huh? And then this is where LA Knight's like, like this man's delusional, like, because this is not his ring, this is my ring. And he also probably would say, like, he can play a better persona than his cousin would, but I don't know about that. You just felt like check out right now. And then he's like, if you talk like that, it's gonna lead you into the past tense, and then stay. I'll stay that. So I'm gonna tell you, put it like this. Now, who am I in the ring with you? Well, I'm a fabulous rising star in SmackDown history. And Ben's like, yeah. I'm the man walking, and I came in here and show these people. And before he had a chance to finish this sentence, this is where Jimmy Uso came from. I was like, oh, I guess he came back from his Vegas vacation. Sorry, my bad. Like, I guess he came back from his vacation, his Vegas vacation very soon. Like, shout out to the wrestlers that were there in Vegas. But anyways, I was like, wow, I thought he would probably skip the night for tonight. But anyway, he tried to mug and beat him down. He was like, he tried to Irish whip him right through the ropes, but LA Knight, this is where LA Knight threw him right into the ropes. Sent him packing. This is where he went face to face. He went face to face with Roman Reigns. He was told to try to go for a Samoan spike, but before that, it was Paul Heyman like, no, don't listen to Roman like the Paul Heyman was doing. Look at it like they're like, I already got him. Like, now I do the same with him if he wants. That's what LA Knight was talking rubbish right onto the tribal chief. LA Knight was like, yeah. What we got? I got you know, tribal chief. No man's roll out of the ring. And Paul Heyman following right after him. He let Solo Sikoa leave out of the ring. Solo Sikoa try to step back and go, and that was like, yeah, you want to come back here? Like, yeah, I forgot about you, Solo. I was like, yeah, hopefully this is going to lead up to the match. I can think of 2 reasons why this should be a match right now. And that's what this was Solo was like, you and me tonight. I was like, yes, we're going to have this match tonight. Just they have to keep planting those seeds for this title match between Knight and Reigns, which that was the case, and Solo and Roman went, and Paul Heyman went back to their locker room. And I want to ask you a question about this situation. And now we finally get to see this big match between the Megastar and the Tribal Chief. Who do you think is going to win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and walking out of Saudi Arabia and Crown Jewel? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. My mom already got a prediction on it. And even though she's not the biggest Roman Reigns fan no more, she said, and Roman Reigns already got this. Like, we agree. Which I agree with him on. But I would say, first, perspective of him retaining the championship. But we're probably going to talk about that later. But anyways, we're going to move on to... Up next, we got Pretty Deadly with a most dramatic introduction I've ever seen in professional wrestling. With him saying, with having Mike Rome announcing his let's see right here. Let's see right here. What the introduction was like. Mike Rome, let's see. Sorry I'm taking so long. This was Like he was like about something about like his leg being injured because of the crucial attack from Ridge Holland on his last match, Elton Prince, and he was feared that he would never made a miraculous recovery. Also, not Mike Rome. This is where he had a little video announcement from, or recorded, not video, a recorded announcement from Elton Prince about him saying saying that he's been out from his injury from Rich Holland with his bad leg and arm, or shoulder, I should say, because he's Elton Strong. And then that's when they had a shirt that said Elton Strong. It's like, this is definitely a dig from AEW with the Kingdom and Roderick Strong. Like with Roderick Strong having his neck injury, and then Mike Bennett and Matt Taven have this catchphrase and this little merchandise shirt that says Neck Strong, courtesy to AEWshop.com or Pro Wrestling Tees or wherever you get that shirt from. But anyways, yeah. But I was like, if I don't know, if this is not taking a shot at AEW, I don't know what is, because it just happens. It just happens right after AEW's doing it with Roderick Strong in the Kingdom. It's way too much to be a coincidence. But what y'all think? You think they're taking a page out of AEW's playbook against him, or do you think that it's just a near coincidence and maybe they're doing their own version of it? Y'all let me know straight in the comments down below. But this is where we have Pretty Deadly. I should say, this is where we had the Pretty Deadly, the most dramatic. Yeah, that was the most dramatic entrance that we ever seen that we have seen in pro wrestling from the former NXT Tag Team Champion. They took on the Brawling Brutes tonight. This is where Butch got the advantage over Kit Wilson. Hit him with a step up knee strike. This is where he tried Irish whips Kit Wilson right into his corner, but Kit Wilson counters him, and this is where he hits a most amazing step up Instagiri combo and I have ever seen in professional wrestling. And then this is where Kit Wilson tried to attack. This is where he dodges Kit Wilson, hit him with a German suplex, stepped both of his hands and fingers, and hits him with a spinning roundhouse kick. This is where this is where Kit Wilson rolled out in the ring with his tag partner, what's his name? Elton Prince. And this is where Elton Prince moved right out of the way, right on time. This is where he hit the most comeback move, but he wasn't doing comeback. It was like the most offensive move in all of sports entertainment, the offensive crossbody. This is where Elton Prince tries to taunt Butch. This is where he wasn't paying attention what was behind him, because this is where Ridge Holland came in and tied his arms between the ropes, and then Butch grabs Kit Wilson right onto Al on the announce table. This is when it started hitting the 10 beats to the brawl, like something similar from NXT, from this past Tuesday on NXT when they teamed with Tyler Bate to take on Gallus, and that was this past Tuesday. And then I did an NXT review on that. Make sure you check that out, courtesy to the SNA podcast, and the NXT courtesy to WWE / Peacock USA. But anyway, this is where they hit it like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. But like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this is where Butch puts not Elton Prince, Kit Wilson back in the ring, but somehow he gets tagged in by Elton Prince. This is where Elton Prince had the advantage, and he started stomping on Butch right on the ground. My apologies. Hope y'all understand me on this recap. And this is where he started continuously to step on him right into the ground. Started stomping for a while. This is where, let's see. This is where he shoves him right into his corner. This is where he starts hitting him with the right stand to the stomach. This is where Kid Wilson tags himself and hits a running, spinning European uppercut right on the Butch. And this is where he Irish whips. This is where he tried to Irish whip Elton Prince, right, his tag partner Elton Prince, right onto Butch. But Butch was waiting on him. He hit him with a kick right into Prince's face. This is where Kid Wilson tried to run up to Butch's way. This is where he flips him right over. He hits him with a running, striking forearm. This is where. And then this is where they start pulling on each other like, Elton strong, right on the top rope. I was like, really? Like, it's already enough that you're sounding way too similar to the Kingdom's next strong slogan, I should say, yeah. Because that's what it basically is. What Matt Taven and Mike Bennett's doing on AEW. Like, y'all's gonna have y'all's own slogan, like, but it sounds like a ripoff. Like, I believe it's gonna get the bad from WrestleMania, like ripping on AEW. But anyways, but this is where Butch tags in Rich Holland when they weren't paying attention. This is where let's see, come on. This is where Butch tags in Rich Holland. And then this is where he started striking clothesline to both Elton Prince and Kid Wilson. Hits a belly-to-belly suplex on Elton Prince, which gave Elton some flashbacks. That's what it is. Flashbacks and nightmares evening mares, I should say. Nightmares and flashbacks from his last time he fought him. This is where Kid Wilson tried to close on. He ducks. Rich Holland ducks. He swings him around, hits him with a gut buster. This is where he picks up Elton Prince and hits him with a power slam right onto his tag partner, Kid Wilson. This is when Rich Holland was screaming like fight night. And anyway, this is where Rich Holland tried to run attack what's his name, Elton Prince, but Elton Prince kicks him in the right leg. And then this is where Elton Prince goes for the mid rope. This is where Rich Holland grabs him by the throat with his left hand, and then he lifts him off the top rope, hitting a gorilla face slam. This is where he tried to pin him. This is where he got 1 and a 2, but what's his name? Kid Wilson came for the save. This is where Butch hits him with a running shiniest wizard Instagiri. And then this is where Butch goes for a pile driver onto the ring apron, but Kid Wilson countered and hit him with a body drop into a counter, right into the back first to the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron. But soon after, Rich Holland hits the right hand right onto knocking Kid Wilson right off the exact same apron. This is where Elton Prince tried to take advantage. This is where he tried to go for a clothesline, but he got countered by Rich Holland, and he got exploder suplex by him. And then this is where Rich Holland said, like, "Oh no, you don't like this." And this is where the referee tricked Jessica Carr. Dang it! Okay, this is where he started faking that he was injured, and I was like, "Oh, you got to be serious right now." Like, yeah, you are very worse than Matt Taven and Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Roderick Strong combined for faking an injury like that. Like, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Like, that should be against the law. But anyway, this is where Kid Wilson hits him with a striking fist. This is where it distracted Rich Holland too much, to the point that he was going left and right and like, oh, where is Elton? And this is where he gets snuck from behind by Elton and got hit with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll up. And that's when the Pretty Deadly got the 1, 2, 3. And what do you thought about this cheap win from the former NXT Tag Team Championship? And do you think this feud's going to continue? Let me know down in the comments below. And I was like, yeah, like, let's hope they don't do this Elton Strong too much, because let's hope that AEW does not file a lawsuit, or anybody in AEW file a lawsuit against WWE. And who do you think whose idea was this to pitch for Pretty Deadly to have a Elton Strong slogan? And do you think that's ripping off AEW? And do you think AEW is gonna file a lawsuit against World Wrestling Entertainment because of it? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I'm just thinking of what could happen, because if they're not careful, then you could possibly see this, and we'll be hearing the news about this on YouTube. But anyway, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next segment. This is where Caleb Braxton was interviewing Carlito and welcoming him back to the WWE. And then this is where he's like, now we're, and then she asks, how can he describe his return in WWE? This is where Carlito was like, there's only one way you can describe this, Carlito back in WWE, and then that is very cool. And this is where he tried to eat the apple, or take a bite at least at the apple. This is where Bobby Lashley's like, oh yeah, the apple, just like good old days, like in the Ruthless Aggression era time. This is where he's like, look, like, yeah, the apple here. And then this is where he excused Caleb Braxton, like, excuse me, Caleb Braxton. He's like, welcome back here. Like, you're. And he was like, he's like, I must admit, like, your return was nothing but amazing, or something like that. Or he said, like, he's like, I'm waiting to see that. And he's like, what about? And he's like, your return of Fastlane was nothing but short of amazing, written on masterful even. And he's like, when's the last time I seen you? I've beaten you up on SmackDown back 17 years ago. Like, and he was like, but that was years ago. That was a long time ago. We're not gonna get into that. And then Carly was like, yeah, I agree. And this is where Bobby Lashley tried to shake Carlito's hand, but he didn't trust Bobby Lashley, because the last guys that tried to trust the Almighty, including his teammates, his LWO teammates, Rey Mysterio, he got absolutely mugged by him. And same with Santos Escobar. But in the rest of the LWO, I got a new TV. That's not a TV. That's a portrait of your initial from when you were born. Anyways, this is where he wasn't trusting him, shaking his hand. He's like, oh, I see. I understand. Like, he's like, okay, like, you don't have to be, no big deal. And this is where this is where Carlito was like, what happened between you and me was years ago. And two, but what about this right here? Carlito's very first match on SmackDown against Bobby Lashley. And it's Bobby Lashley, oh, I like the sound of that. Like, really? Like, now, like, I just, like, I can't find, I got my gear, and before he can finish, this is where Montez Ford came from by, swings the steel chair right into Carlito's back, and this is where they did an absolute mugging and murking onto poor Carlito, where they started beating him down, like, and stomping on him, and doing, like, what every heel faction would do to a poor, helpless babyface would do. Betray you. This is where Bobby Lashley, this is where they triple team him. This is where Montez Ford passed Bobby Lashley the steel chair. He's like, yeah, you think you could make a fool out of me, Carlito? And he tries swinging on the Carlito's head. This is where Adam Pearce like, hey, wait, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that. Like, no. I put it down. Put the chair down. Like enough of this. Like, what is wrong with you, Bobby? And he was like, and he told Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits to get back. He was like, go back, get out of here. Like, and he's like, referees, escort him out of there. And then this is where Bobby Lashley said one more thing to Carlito, saying, like, while you're here on SmackDown, make sure you can buy only what you can chew off of. And then this is where he throws the apple right onto Carlito. Like, dang, like, did he really have to make He had to make a what's that like? He had to make a metaphoric analogy like that. Like, are you serious right now? But anyways, but what do you think about this feud so far with Bobby Lashley's new version of the Hurt Business and against the LWO? Y'all let me know straight down in the comment section down below. We're gonna go to the next slide. And I think that they're doing a really good job continuing this because the next time when the LWO takes on the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, they'll be getting the ones with the W. But anyway, this is where the rest of the LWO guys like Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio, Zelina Vega, and even probably the newest member that's on the SmackDown roster. That's another LWO member, Dragon Lee. This is where all four members were checking on the newest member. This is where Bayley came in and started talking some rubbish onto poor Zelina Vega. It's like, hey, ding dong, hello. What's the? He was like, what's this commotion going on? I'm very busy. I want everybody here on SmackDown to recognize that Io Sky is the greatest WWE Women's Champion, and also he's among them all. And this is where Zelina Vega cut her off. Like, hello, well, I don't know who you talking to, but we have bigger things to worry about. Like you're just like. He was like, all you caring about is what Io accomplished, and this is where Bayley tried to make fun of her about big. Like, oh, you're talking about big, huh? Like you. He's like, you got some big. What did she say? Are you? What is exactly what she said? Sorry for slipping up. A big celebration about Io, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking to, babe. You think bigger things to worry about. And you come here with a big Io suppresses the celebration of Io. Like, and then she's like, oh, bigger things. Like, you got me. What did she call Zelina Vega? It was. You got a, oh yeah, she's like, you got a big mouth. That's what she said. Like, all right, Zelina, you got a big mouth for saying that. For all these men right here, like, you need to get out of my face because I got things to worry about. And then this is where they start arguing back and forth. And then this is where Adam Pearce is like, ladies, like, all you ladies, enough. Like, I don't have time for this. I see we're dealing with this with Carlito. Like. And the referee, like, do me a favor. Like, if these two want to fight, escort them out in the ring so they can have their match right now. That's what Adam Pearce was like. And then he was like, hey, you get out. And he's like, that match starts right now. It's like, thank you very much. And he's like, and this is where Zelina Vega like, yeah, leave. And this is where she threw her house shoe right onto Bayley. This is where we got to Roman Reigns now, like, of him thinking of LA Knight is facing him. This is where facing possibly his next opponent. That's not a TV. All right, Trey. Can you scoot over a little bit? Anyway, this is where Paul Heyman telling him. This is where, no, Trey, you can't be doing that in front of the camera. Hi, baby. Anyways, this is where Roman Reigns is like, what are you doing here, Oos? And then this is where Jimmy Uso's like, I'm trying to be like you, Tribal Chief. No, Uncle SNA cannot play right now. He's doing his podcast right now. Anyway, this is where I'm just trying to. This is what Jimmy Uso's like. I'm on the playbook. If the race don't look great, like I'm here to check it out. I'm gonna put it in check. I checked it. No, Trey, you cannot be throwing. Samson, what are you doing? I know you miss your Uncle SNA, but dang, like, you don't have to be so. You don't have to be you don't have to be so too close to SNA and and trying to play with your toys like a bit too close right now.
Make sure you don't break down or get hurt.
Okay, I sure will. Yes, ma'am. But anyway, this is where Jimmy Uso's like, check. I'm gonna check. Calling the audible. Calling the audible. Calling the. He said like. Okay. He's gonna. Now I'm here to call the audible, and I'm gonna keep checking that list, like check after check after check. He's like, I'm calling the plays. He says, I'm calling the plays, calling the audibles, and this is where Rumor's like, oh, plays and audibles, like, what are you doing? And this is where Jimmy Uso's like, I'm trying to be second string, but I'm how it is, like in football, like a backup team, and then this is where Roman Reigns like, all right, if you were the quarterback into this position, what you would do? And then this is where Jimmy Uso's like, I'm gonna get Jay. And this is where Roman's like Jay's no longer with us, and he's old news, and that's in the past. Like one thing that matters now is in those tag titles, that's disrespect to the bloodline, and it's disrespect to our legacy. I was like, really? Like, and is it because that he's teaming with Cody Rhodes? Like, I guess so, because he's probably afraid that they're going to be holding those tag straps for a little while, to the point that it'll probably be WrestleMania season, and this is where Cody Rhodes will probably finally get his opportunity. Like, whether if he's still tag team champions or not, well, maybe when he loses the titles, right before he gets that opportunity, though. But he's probably worried about that, and this is why he would say that. I'll say at least the number one reason, of course, but okay. This is where Roman Reigns like, what are you thinking about that right now? Or think about him right now? He's like, and yeah, my guess was right, because he's like, and then what makes it worse that his tag partner with the Undisputed Tag Champ is Cody Rhodes out of all people. Like, and he's trying to sabotage everything that we do, and our existence is our relevancy. And then this is where Jimmy Uso was like, well, I don't want to see you or that's what he said, like when he said like, yeah, like he's like Jay Uso is a team with all people, Cody Rhodes, and that's a total slap in the face of our existence right there. And he's like, well, I want you to get slapped in the face, Tribal Chief. And he's like, and this is when Roman's like, I bet you don't. And then he's like I want no distraction. He's like, you don't call audibles. You don't check out the list. I do that because I'm the Tribal Chief. Now, we all good, Jim? And this is where main event Jim Uso was like, yeah, we're all good. And then this is where Roman Reigns like, yeah, we good. Like, just don't do that ever again. And then this is where Jim Uso's looking like he just got free off of parole. And then off of parole, or even off of probation, or out of jail in general. Like he's like he got up and looked like getting ready to leave. This is where we have the match with Bayley taking on the first and only female member of the LWO, Zelina Vega. And we're going to talk about it right here on this recap right here. And here's where Bayley had the advantage. This is where she hit maneuvers like a clotheslines, elbow strikes, try to pin her, but Zelina Vega kicks out right after two. This is where she tried to go for the Bayley to belly. This is where Zelina Vega countered Bayley to belly into a hurricane right through the middle ropes into the 619 position, even though it was in the lower ropes. This is where she tried to go for a 619, but this is where she goes for a 619, hitting Bayley's head in the process, even though it was probably the most botched. I see it, yeah. You gotta start getting stuff for yourself, Trey. Uncle SNA trying to do his podcast. Anyway, this is where she hits the 619. This is where Io Sky tried to distract Zelina Vega, but she tried to go for close on. You gotta go get it because Uncle SNA trying to do his SmackDown review. This is where Io Sky tried to go for a close on. This is where Zelina Vega leapfrogged over Io Sky, tried to close on right off the apron. This is where she tried to spear her right into the middle of the ropes, right off the apron. But this is where she moved. This is where Zelina Vega moves out the way. She kicked her right into the head. This is where Zelina Vega goes for the meteor. She hit the meteor right on into the middle rope. This is where she tried to pin him, but she only got a 1, 2, and then Bailey kicks out of it. There's Josh. That's my song. Okay, here you go. Anyways, this is where Zelina Vega was doing the spin thing on her hand. This is where she tried to go for the cold red sunset flip. This is where Io Sky tried to distract the referee, but that kind of backfired because she got 619 right off the apron. But Zelina Vega did it right into the middle lower ropes, the middle and the bottom rope rather than the top and middle rope. She swings the 619 right into Io. This is where Io. This is where Bailey catches her when she got back in the ring. This is where she hits her with a. Let's see. This is where Bailey comes in here. This is where she knee strike her right into the head. This is where she hits her with a rose plant for the 1, 2, 3. And I say this was just some kind of. This is not a great match, like not the greatest match, I should say. This is not the most interesting match of the night, but it's just the match, just to settle Bailey and Zelina Vega's on-screen backstage differences into this match that Adam Pearce made it official, I should say. And what do you think was next for both women? My prediction, I believe this is Zelina Vega is gonna be in some kind of a program with Bianca Belair when she comes back there, and she's gonna join Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits group against the LWO.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh. I thought your name was Josh. Okay. I'll play more later. Anyway. This is where Trey, you gotta understand. This is Uncle SNA's trying to do his podcast. This is where they try to outnumber. But anyway, this is where they try to outnumber. Trey, you gotta sit down and. Anyways, this is where they try to outnumber Zelina Vega into a beatdown like the Hurt Business did with LWO's newest member, Carlito. But luckily, Zelina Vega had some backup, even though she didn't expect it, this particular backup, because Charlotte Flair came in for the save, and she's the husband. I mean, not the wife of her old client, I should say. Her husband is Zelina Vega's old client, which he's on AEW now. You can see him exclusively on AEW Collision tomorrow night, which we're going to have a review about that on episode 73. Or not 73, 72. My apologies. Excuse me, Trey. This is where Charlotte Flair had three members of the Damage Control out of the ring. I was like, this is surprising. Like, I would expect it to be Asuka. Like, Charlotte Flair, like, even though she's not injured and she don't have no reason to leave WWE, but I thought they'll probably have her take a leave, like, for now, like, take a leave for now, like, until they find something more crib. But it looks like they already have, because we're going to get to that when she gets backstage into Adam Pearce's office. But yeah, what do you think about this rare sudden save from the Queen of Flares? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And who do you think that Io Sky is going to face next? Which we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk more about that, but I just wanted to tell y'all what y'all think about what's the status of here on from watching Friday Night SmackDown. But let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next slide. As we got Triple H coming out. Triple H came out of the arena and had a big surprising announcement. I was like, this is where Triple H was like, how everybody doing here tonight in Tulsa? Everybody's like, great. And this is where Triple H is like, and he's like, this is the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown. And then this season's gonna start right here tonight. Start right here, right now, tonight. And then this is where he's like, he's also said, like, now I came out here tonight to call the attention to one unsung heroes of WWE. And he's in the ring with me right now. And then why I asked this, and again, not that he's wondering why I asked, came out here. But not only he has an incredibly successful career as an in-ring performer, but Adam Pearce, like over for the last 3 years, last year as a WWE official, he's like he overseen things in Raw and SmackDown. He also oversee in both shows, and he's have done an incredible job as Adam. And I would say thank you so much, Mr. Adam Pearce. And this is where he shook hands with Adam. This is where he's like, and with that in mind, I'm gonna reward you to be the general manager of Monday Night Raw. I was like, what? Like, if he's gonna be general manager of Monday Night Raw, like, who's going to be general manager of SmackDown? Which this is the biggest surprise that we're going to hear from. This was the biggest surprise that we ever heard on tonight's SmackDown. It's just say ever, but this was the biggest surprise of the night. Who's going to be the general manager of SmackDown? This is where he tries to announce the general manager of SmackDown. This is where he got rudely interrupted. This is where the commentators thought that it was Dominic Mysterio. I was like, please, I hope it's not which I doubted, because there's no way he could be on there, because one, he's on SmackDown, and two, he's the NXT North American champion. And then they're trying to go back to their brand split days, but it looks like it's easy said and done, and it's a slowly but surely process, but that's the case. And then this is where Dominic Mysterio was like, I was like, yeah, thank God he's not the general manager. But anyway, it was confirmed that he wasn't. But this particular guy is the surprise that's the surprise of. It's gonna make it surprisingly in-ring, not in-ring, but I'll say on-screen more like. This guy's making his on-screen debut in WWE. Someone that we would never see is in the managing role, but that's what I'm gonna give you right now. Like, for those who haven't watched it. This is where Dominic Mysterio's like, Fastlane was not the great not a great time for the Judgment Day, or tremendous success that he said, but before he could say it in a full sentence, this is where he got cut off by the fans, like, boo, and he had to say it wasn't a full sentence. And then this is where fans are booing so loud. Triple H was very amazed. Like, he would tell Adam Pearce, like, have you had to hear does these fans boo him way too loud, way too often? And then this is where Adam Pearce looked like responding with a nod, saying, yep, this is pretty much what happens. This is where Dominic Mysterio said, the Judgment Day got screwed out of their tag team titles, and I demand you to give me a rematch clause for my boys Finn and Damian. And then this is where, and then Triple H is like, oh, if you can, I'm not sure if you should ask us for this a favor. Like, please, we just And then, oh yeah, that's what he said. He said like, sorry about that. I was trying to think what he said. It's like yeah, fans keep it down. But yeah, fans keep it down. And you, Dominic, I'm not sure you asked this, but ask this about this favor. 1 second. Hello. Hello.
Hello? He just called me. I was talking to Trey. Hello? Hello? Why would I get up to go change my clothes? Yeah, I'm calling right now. Why does he do that? Every time I go to the bathroom, he calls.
I have no idea.
I just came out the bathroom literally. Yeah, I was in the bathroom.
But anyways, where was I? But no, I made it mixed up. When they start continuously trying to ask for a rematch clause, this is where fans start booing louder and louder. This is where Triple H was like, he's like, keep it down. Like we're trying to listen with Dominic Mysterio in a sarcastic way. He's like, all right, Dominic, you continue. And he's like, as what I was saying. And then this is when the fans start booing loud, like, boo. He could not get a single word in. This is where, and then this is where Dominic Mysterio's like, it was like Cody and Jay are defending our titles, and we were tonight against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and then the Judgment Day has the tag team title match, and he's like, and he started yelling at him. He's like, I have a microphone here. Shut up. Betray you. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. He was like, guys, I'm in the ring here now, and I have a microphone, so please keep it down. That's what he's telling them. And then this is where Triple H was like, it looks like it seems like they are very amused what's coming out of your mouth because they just cannot stop booing so loud. Anyway, this is where Dominic Mysterio's like, so the title match at Monday, how could you why you allow him to do this? And then Triple H was thinking, like, what is this kid talking about? He's like, well, first of all, Dominic, I always thought, I never realized this. I know the fans can be very loud. The first thing I noticed that I did not know that the fans were getting this loud in here. This is the first time I hear you getting booed this loud in the arena like this. And then he's like, but not a lot of people, but I know not a lot of people know this about me, but I have a large history of lip reader, and I believe what you were saying, something about injustice of the tag team championship. They shouldn't be defending them tonight there's a tag team match on Monday. Is that the gist of it that you're complaining about? Oh yeah, I got you. And he's like, here's the thing. He's like, you're yelling at the wrong people here. I just said, Adam Pearce is the general manager of Raw, but I'm gonna present. As what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, I'm gonna present you on who's gonna be the general manager of Friday Night SmackDown, and that man is Nick Aldis. I was like, what? Nick Aldis? I knew he was a backstage producer, but I did not know he was gonna be an on-screen figure as a general manager. What? Nick Aldis? I thought he would never. I thought he would never make any kind of WWE appearance if he's gonna be working as a producer. Here's where he walks in the ring in a nice, clean blue suit, looking like if he's signing in to be a wrestler and he's making a contract deal with the company. And then this is where Nick Aldis thanks WWE for the opportunity of this role, and which is a lifetime of being general manager of the #1 sports entertainment brand in the world today, which is Friday Night SmackDown. I was like, yeah, that's true because everybody watches SmackDown, like more than they do Raw, of course. But he was like, and Adam, you man, I'm looking forward for some healthy competition between our two brands. I was like, finally, we got some GMs back individually. Like Adam Pearce is gonna be on Raw, and then Nick Aldis is gonna be on SmackDown. I was like, finally, like I believe the Great One's gonna be very happy tomorrow when he's doing the Greatness of SmackDown review. But yeah, shout out to my boy, the Great One, like on this video, a courtesy to the Super Ninja Austin podcast. But anyway, this is where Nick Aldis said, "Good to meet you. I'm a big fan, Dominic." This is where he's like, "I'm a big fan of you, Dom. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan." And then this is where Dominic was there. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm the champion. And then this is where Nick Aldis hilariously quickly said, "Of your dad." Like, damn me. And this made me and I was like, damn. Like, and this is what made me and my mom die with laughter when Nick Aldis basically roasted him on the mic. And then this is where he went on and had a few more words to say while he had this moment of this shocking appearance. And he's like, "I'm gonna get cut right to the chase." And he's like, "Many as you know, a month ago, Cody Rhodes was instrumental in a deal who took Jey Uso to Monday Night Raw, and then in exchange for a Raw wrestler. And I happen to have that particular Raw wrestler right here, about to come a Raw superstar. Now that Raw superstar has to come to SmackDown now." And then this is where it is like, "So my first official act with Triple H's blessing, I would love to introduce my SmackDown's newest superstar right here, right now." And then Dominic Mysterio's like, "Nobody cares." I was like, good enough for you to say that because no one cares about you, including these fans that are booing you every time you say any word. I was thinking like I believe my own sister would be booing booing you as loud as she could, like if she was there live in attendance. And this is where Dominic Mysterio try to continue what he was trying to say. This is where fans are like, "Boo!" And this is where he tried to ask Nick Aldis' name. He was like, "What's your name, Nick?" Like, "Boo!" And everybody was booing. And this is where Triple H was like, "I don't think this microphone's working. Use this one instead." And he was like, "Okay, thank you." And this is where he wiped it off and see if he got it. And then this is where Dominic said out loud, saying, "What is your name?" And then this is where the fans start booing louder, like, "Boo!" Like, Nick, just like Jay and Cody, that's the problem, Nick. Like, now they have to deal with me now. And this is where Nick Aldis, like I said, Dom, like I have another moment, and if you don't mind right now, the business has handed SmackDown's new superstar. And this is where Dominic Mysterio's like, "I don't care who it is, like I will slap him right into the face. And I will slap him and make him respect me right in this very room." And then this is where we hear Kevin Owens' music. This is where Kevin Owens came in and hit a huge stunner as soon as he got in the ring, right onto Dominic Mysterio. He shook hands with Nick Aldis and Triple H. And this is where Triple H is like, "Yeah, thank you for handling that Dom problem." Like he was starting to get annoying. Like I see why the fans boo him every single week. And this is where Kevin Owens hilariously said, "You didn't slap me, Dom. You didn't slap me." Which that also had me and my mom dying with laughter as well. I was like, those two moments with Nick Aldis and Kevin Owens are the top two goofiest wrestling of the night on my book into this video. I'm giving it the number one to I would say to Nick Aldis, and number two to Kevin Owens. I'll take a couple. This is where we go to get back. We go backstage to Roman Reigns. We see this continuous conversation from the tribal chief. My apologies. That's why you got. Let's see why you still on him. No. Early night is going toe-to-toe on my show, and Jimmy tonight's drinking my bottle of water. I was like, really? You're getting mad over on my couch? He was like, what we're doing here right now, Jim? I just called play. And he said, I'm the second. And you, Jimmy Uso, said you're the second streamer. I'm sorry. I just called the play. He said, yeah, he said, you're the quarterback. You're the starter. I just told you the plan was you're there drinking my water here and on my couch. Like, what is happening here? Who's quarterback here, Jimmy? And Jimmy Uso's like, are you serious right now, Rome? Like, and this is where Roman Reigns was like, nah, like, but imagine if I was serious right now. You know what I'm saying here? This is where he started sarcastically laughing, like, and Uso's like, I'm gonna keep going. Like, Solo, keep going. I'm gonna keep going now. Like, I'm gonna go to the back. I'm gonna tell him, come right there. I'm on the play right now. Like, Solo, let's go. And he's like, and this is where Roman Reigns was like, yeah, we go out there. Yeah, just go out there. And he's like, come on. And then this is where he started repeatedly saying, come on. So Roman Reigns like, please stop doing that. And then this is where he's like, yeah, he's so stupid right now. And he told Paul him to come here to talk more about his cousin Jim. And then this is where we have here, we got and this is where we got Nick Aldis. And this is where Nick Aldis was in his new office. This is where the Karen, the modern day Karen came in, aka Chelsea Green and her tag partner. She was like, "Hey, I have an idea. Like these titles are being known as the Cursed Tag Team titles, and I have an idea. How about we change these? Change the name to the title to the new championships, and then Italian leather, like style and class, just like us." And then this is where he's like, speaking of style and class, like, anyway, yeah. There goes style and class. Like, I have another meeting. Like, if you don't mind, like, you step out of my office. And this is where Chelsea Green's like, you are a terrible impression right now. I was like, okay, she found another general manager enemy out of Nick Aldis. Like she just cannot get along with the modern day. The Karen cannot get along with the general managers in WWE. Okay, I bet you wouldn't even get along with Ted Long or Eric Bischoff or any of the former general managers of WWE. But this is where Charles Flair came in. This is where Nick Aldis was like, "May I help with something?" And he's like, first of all, he's like, nice to meet you, Charlotte. Like, I'm just gonna cut you to the chase. Yeah, that's all what happened with you and Flash. Like, in my opinion, that whoever was distracted by damage control, you always stand here with the women's championship. And this is what Charlotte said. That's the final say. And then Nick Aldis like, yeah, that's true. And it's like SmackDown's on my watch now, and some things have been changed. And it's like, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get you. Now you will go 1-on-1 with Io for the WWE Women's Championship. And Charlotte Flair respectfully thank Nick Aldis. This is where she went face to face right to Jade Cargill. I was like, wow. Like, I guess the rumors are true that we could see a programming with the Queen and the former TBS Championship. But only time will tell when this program starts with the two women clashing in the women's division, and probably possibly for the WWE Women's Championship. But I would give it about a year until that time happens. But yeah, what do you think when it happens? And do you think Charlotte Flair will defeat Io Sky next week for the WWE Women's Championship, or do you think she's gonna be too distracted for Jade Cargill? I would have preferred her to be in the program with Rhea Ripley, but I think she's too busy with Nia, Shayna, and Raquel. So I guess the best way to make her WWE debut sooner rather than later is to bring her onto SmackDown and start a women's programming with Queen of Flairs and the 14-time women's champion, Charlotte Flair. And she could possibly be the reason why Charlotte Flair does not become the WWE women's champion. This is where Triple H told Charlotte Flair, like, Charlotte, I'd like you to introduce. And then this is where Charlotte Flair's like, Jade, I already know. And then, it's nice to meet you, Jade. Like, and this is where Jade Cargill's like, it's my pleasure. And then this is where Charlotte Flair's like, oh, it will be. And that's when she walks out of there. And then this is like, we're possibly going to see a feud if she goes to SmackDown. But like I said, like on the wrestling news video, and I'll say it again, where do you think Jade Cargill's going to go? Like, and this is the biggest surprise. Like, she haven't showed up on Raw. Maybe on this Monday we'll probably see some kind of appearance like at Fastlane, like at NXT, and even tonight SmackDown. But she's been making appearances except for this past week on this past Monday on Raw. Like, ever since she's been signed with WWE, which we're gonna probably see things was gonna go on with her into the foreseeable future. Probably nothing but success. And we'll probably see a mixed tag team match that we were supposed to see in AEW, where her and Shaq possibly could take on Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy if Brandy decides to go to try to wrestle for WWE. But up next, we got the undisputed tag team championships on the line with the current undisputed WWE tag team champions Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso taking on A-Town Down and what's the name of the point is against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller for the double strap the double color strap championships. And right here, it started off, I believe, was Cody Rhodes and Grayson Waller. This is where, or was it? Yeah, no, it was Cody. And this is where they hit a double. That's where he tags in Jey Uso when he hits him with a kick in the midsection and an uppercut right into this. This is where Grayson Waller hits a left strike. This is where Jimmy Uso dusted his face off, and then it looked like he didn't even it didn't even phase him. It didn't even phase him like if it just tapped him. But anyway, this is where Jey Uso hits a right strike right into Waller's face. This is where Irish whips him right, trying to Irish whip him right to the ropes. This is where he gets tagged in by Austin Theory, and this is where Grayson Waller counters Jey Uso's Irish whip. This is where he stopped himself on the other side of the ropes diagonal from the arrogant Aussie. This is where he tried to run a clothesline. This is where he grabs on the ropes and pulls it down for him to roll out of. This is where Austin Theory came in, hits a sidewalk backbreaker slam right onto Jey Uso. This is where This is where Austin Theory mocks Jey Uso with like, man, Uso, like, yeah. And this is where he tried to hit the right hand. This is where Jey Uso started repeatedly hitting, striking uppercuts, and one last one where he sat on his hand, something like The Rock would do, like boom, like, and then hit him and strike him right towards the top right corner, I believe, of Tina the Turnbuckle. And I bet he learned that from The Rock from probably years ago, and he probably saved him when he becomes a main event player in WWE. This is where he tried to go for a splash to Austin Theory. This is where Austin flips him out of the ring. Want to be Super Ninja Austin. This is where he tried to go for a right hand, but Jey Uso dodges and hits him with a striking right, and he does the same with Grayson Waller when he tried to run right towards him because he was in their side of the apron. This is where he knocks him out with a right strike. This is where Austin Theory shoves him right to face first, right into Rita the ring post, the top part of Rita. This is where he landed on the outside. And then Cody Rhodes was like, OMG, like, did he really have to go that far on my poor tag partner here? This is where Grayson Waller and Austin Theory started mocking him with the wave, the main event wave of Jey Uso. And then this is where they got him back in the ring. Let's see right here. This is where they double team the main event Jey, and this is where they go. This is Grayson Waller go for a pin to Jey. They only got a 2.7 second count. This is where Grayson Waller was like, are you serious right now? Like when they hit the double team backbreaker Aussie Icon elbow drop maneuver. This is where he started talking trash on the Cody Rhodes. This is where he tried to pick up the main event. The one half of the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, a.k.a. main event Jey. This is where he started picking up Jey, and he was like, yeah, you're not much of a main eventer now. That's what he looked like he was saying to Jey Uso. This is where Jey Uso tried to go for a striking kick right onto Grayson Waller into his mistake. He caught him right on time. This is where he spins him around, gets eaten up by a step-up instigiri, a kick-up. This is where Cody Rhodes trying to get ready to tag in Austin. I mean, not Austin. Trying to get tagged in by Jey Uso. This is where his comeback moves, like hit him with the leapfrog, the power slam, the clotheslines. This is where Cody Rhodes was getting ready to hit his signature move, which is the Cody Cutter. Or not the Cody Cutter, the disaster kick. That's what it was. He hits a disaster kick. This is where Austin Theory fell down on the other side. This is where Grayson Waller tried to go for an attack to the American Nightmare. This is where Cody Rhodes sent him packing right onto the ground. This is where Cody Rhodes was like, okay, now's my chance. Like, and he got ready when Grayson Waller tried to go for the rolling stunner. He outsmarted the Aussie Icon with a disaster kick, intercepting him in the process. This is where he set the rest of his main intentions right onto the former United States champion. This is where he back elbows poor Cody. This is where he goes for the sideways Fisher buster onto Rhodes. This is where he went from the referee count for the one, he counted two. Jey Uso came right on time and came for the save and saved his partner Cody Rhodes. This is where Jey Uso hits a super kick right onto Grayson Waller that had him go night-night. This is where he tried to go for A-Town down right onto Jey, but it was too late but he waited a bit too long because Jey Uso rolled out of the A-Town and before he could get down. This is where he hits a super kick that made Austin Theory spit out his own saliva out of his mouth, which I'm not sure that was a good line to say, regardless, because nobody want to hear nobody about their DNA coming out of their mouth. But anyway, this is where he picks him up into a flapjack position because Cody he was waiting for Cody to get back up so he can hit his Cody Cutter into a Cody 1D tag team finisher maneuver that they do for the win. But not only they did that, like with Jey Uso diving right on the Grayson Waller, Cody Rhodes waited for Austin Theory to get back up, hits him with the crossroads for the 1, 2, 3, still the undisputed tag team champions. And what do you think? What do you think about Cody and Jey Uso? Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso's latest title reign is the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And this Monday, they'll be facing the Judgment Days, Damian Priest and Finn Balor in a Tag Team Championship rematch. Make sure y'all check that out this Monday, 3 days from now. And I'm gonna be doing I believe will be the 74th edition of the SNA podcast. But we're going to move on to the next match, which is the megastar LA Knight, taking on the enforcer of the bloodline, which is Solo Sikoa. And then we're going to get to that right now. Now, before Cody and Jey Uso left the arena, this is where they get confronted by the bloodline. But first it was just Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. They were like, "Hey, what up?" This is where Jimmy Uso was like, "What up, twin bro? I haven't seen you much lately here around before. How you doing? I see you got some double gold, more like double silver, but." I see you're with this guy, the man that's trying to finish the story. And then this is where Roman Reigns went face-to-face with Cody Rhodes. And then Cody Rhodes was not backing down. He's like, I haven't forgot about you, Roman, and that championship, which I believe he's finally going to get that chance of being the undisputed champion. It's only just a matter of time. Some say it could be WrestleMania. I wouldn't doubt it. I hope that's the case because I still want Cody to finish the story and win the championship that his father has yet to win. I mean, not yet, that has never won in WWE. This is when Nick Aldis tried to break up the face-to-face stare down by the American Nightmare and the Tribal Chief. Nick Aldis tried to get in the middle of it. Not now. There could be a day where y'all YouTube cross paths again, but today's not the day. What Nick Aldis was trying to do to both Roman and Cody, trying to play peacemaker for both men. This is where we finally do get the Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight match. Let's see right here. This is where they went for a grapple, and this is where Solo Sikoa tried to push him right onto the during their grapple. This is where Solo tried to push him right into the top right corner of the team of the turnbuckle. This is where he push him into the side, started hitting him with strikes with a right hand to the enforcer of the bloodline. He started continuing. This is where Solo Sikoa grab him by a choke, throw him right to the bottom right corner. This is where he tried to hit him with a right strike, but it looked like LA Knight was Superman because he didn't fail the thing because he started hitting strikes with a right, boom, 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 hitting right hands right into, kick him right in the midsection, and then trying to Irish whip him right to the corner. This is where Solo Sikoa hit the opposite way. This is where he hits him with a running elbow strike right onto the megastar. This is where Solo Sikoa is like, finish him, spike. And then this is where Solo Sikoa told him something in Samoan, and then this is where he picks up LA Knight. This is where he tried to go for a suplex, but LA Knight flips out of it into a swinging neck breaker reversal combo move, something that you rarely would see from the megastar. Except he does the swinging neck breaker, but he does it in a different way. Even if when he intercepts or counters the maneuver, he's getting the hit by his opponent. This is where he tried to go for a pin to Solo, but he only got a 1 count. This is where he picks up Solo Sikoa, trying to Irish whip him right to the ropes. This is where into the sideways part of the ring. This is where Solo Sikoa counters and threw him right into the ropes. This is where he was running. This is where Solo Sikoa tried to go for a front clothesline. He tried to go for a back. LA Knight clothesline doubled him. This is where he went for a third time for the second front clothesline attempt, which he successfully hit with a powerful force right into the megastar, the former $1 million champion. This is where Solo Sikoa was like, And he was grabbing onto his face because he's still feeling that massive pain that LA Knight was given when he was hitting him with those right strikes like if he was Dwayne The Rock Johnson. This is where he tried to go for a body slam right onto Solo Sikoa. This is where Solo Sikoa counters, hit him with a right hook. This is where he puts him right into the bottom left corner. This is where he hits a devastating chop, which was probably medium rare loud. Like something that Gunther would probably still be envious about, and he'll probably add him to the list with Ilya Dragunov and Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston. Like he's probably next in line of being envied and getting murked by the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. But this is where he tried to Irish whip LA Knight right into the corner. This is where he kicks him right into his leg, hits him with a running drop kick right into the back side of his head. This is where he hits him with a clothesline out of the ring, and this is where the lights were getting brighter, looking like if it was a single spotlight, like if it was in the arena, to say the least. I was like, what is up with the lighting? Like, there's some kind of a lighting malfunction into their electric into the arena, or else why is it like if it's only one spotlight? But luckily, it was only for that spot when he clotheslined Solo Sikoa out of the But this is where LA Knight started hitting him right to the barricade that used to be buried. This is where he threw him back in the ring. This is where LA Knight grabbed Solo by his head. This is where this is where this is where LA Knight tells the fans like, and this is why y'all call yeah. What he said, like, right, we hit them face first right to the barricade that used to be buried, and then he Irish whipped him back in the ring. This is where he grabs him, try to go for a suplex in the outer part of the ring. He's like, and then this is where he's like, and he was like saying double chance, like let's say, and then the fans are like, yeah. And then this is where LA Knight try to go for a suplex right on the outside. This is where Solo started grabbing onto his tie, then hang on and try to counter. This is where Solo Sikoa hits the most devastating slapping slapping uppercut or right hook that I've ever heard from a professional wrestling show. This was like, oh, you were hurt. Like, I bet you probably hear that a mile, like 10 miles away. And this is where he did the most brutalist move that I have ever seen him do. And even over him doing that running hip bump right into Matt Riddle with that chair around his neck, like at the end of last year, Matt Riddle's neck. That's when he hits him face first, face and shoulder first, I should say, right into Rita the ring post, right off the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron, of course. This is where Solo Sikoa was getting the advantage right there. This is where he brings him back in the ring. Let's see. This is where This is where they get a right hands on one another. Just like, yeah. That's when they start going fist off. This is where he tried to go for it, right? LA Knight counters. Looking like if he's the pop culture version of Hulk Hogan. He started hitting the right hand, like, yeah. And he started trying to go for punches like if he was Dusty Rhodes and The Rock combined. This is where he started started doing it with his lefts now, like boom, boom, like lefts, right. And everybody was chanting, yeah. And Solo Sikoa was like, whoa, what day is it? Monday? No, Tuesday. And then before he could even think of Friday, this is where LA Knight runs right. He went right to the ropes. This is where he tried to go for a clothesline, but Solo Sikoa was beating him too. But LA Knight prepared for it because he ducked. This is where Solo Sikoa was trying to wait for him to go for an attack, but it was way out of Solo's control because LA Knight hit him with a flying clothesline. This is where he hits a flying DDT right after the flying clothesline. This is where LA Knight started stomping the mud hole like if he was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And everybody was chanting, yeah, instead of what. And the fans were like, yeah. And then this is where LA Knight knees him right to the face saying, yeah. I was like, don't tell me there's going to be the new. Yep. I don't tell me that like they're turning yeah into yes. Like when Daniel Bryan used to be the leader of the yes movement, now he's no longer in the company, and then it looked like they found themselves a replacement of the Y word that's related to yes, which is yeah. But anyways, this is where LA Knight I go for another run, try to attack him with a knee to the face again, but Solo Sikoa catches him into his shoulders into a Samoan drop, but LA Knight counters. He pushed him right. He pushed him right into the bottom ropes. This is where he runs, and then this is where he flips him up and hits him the bottom rope corner, I should say. This is where he catches him into a power slam, not a body slam. This is where the fans try to go for a signature. This is where LA Knight try to go for a signature move, which is the LA Knight elbow drop, like the LA Knight fan elbow, I should say, like the people's elbow, I should say. And this is where he tried to go for a pin to Jey Uso, not Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa. No, he didn't go for a pin. Solo Sikoa tried to get. This is where LA Knight tried to get ready to hit the blood force trauma, BFT for short. This is where Solo Sikoa pushed him out of the way. They tried to close on LA Knight. This is where he tried to run up the Solo, tried to go for a close on, but Solo Sikoa thought of the same thing, so they hit a double close on one another. And it made both men go down. This is where the referee started his 10-second get up warning before he go for his started his 10-second warning to 10-second count warning to both men to get back up. This is where Jimmy Uso tried to go for a running hip attack onto LA Knight, but John Cena intercepts into an attitude adjustment, like laying them out and sending them back. This is where Solo Sikoa hits the Samoan spike on the poor John Cena. This is what gave LA Knight enough time, hits the blood force trauma right onto Solo Sikoa for the 1, 2, 3. And it looks like the megastar, is the victor, and he's going to Saudi Arabia against the Tribal Chief for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And I think he maybe kind of does deserve this because he's been a fan favorite and he's been working his way up to the main event spot. So this is the most highlighted moment of his wrestling career right now. And I forgot to tell you that he said a catchphrase to the Bloodline that he haven't said in WWE ever before. Like, this was like a catchphrase he used in Impact, the National Wrestling Alliance, and in his indie days in the independent scene, in the start in pro wrestling. Which was the catchphrase was, "It's not an insult, it's the way of life," or something like that. Yeah. I was like I have never heard him say that catchphrase because he's too busy saying, well, when everybody say the name L.A. Knight, yeah. But yeah, that's the first time I saw him use that catchphrase, other than using this "let me talk to you" or "LA Knight, yeah," or whatever. But yeah, this is where SmackDown ended with LA Knight with the victor. But before the show went off the air, this is where Roman Reigns came out of nowhere and hit a huge spear right on the LA Knight. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you sore loser. But even though he may have asked for it, but it was for a good reason. Like, and he got his win. Like, he got a win. He showed you why he deserved a shot for the undisputed championship. But yeah, like what everybody say on all over the wrestling internet, all over the internet about Roman Reigns against LA Knight, and it's probably not going to be a clean finish. Like, perhaps it's going to be some kind of a DQ screwy finish, to say the least. But what do you think? How's it's going to end between the Megastar and the Tribal Chief next month and the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view or a premium live event? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But that's how SmackDown ended tonight. I would give it 3.5 stars out of 4. Not 4. 3.5 stars out of 5. And I would say this LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa match really didn't disappoint. You hit your face. You gotta be careful, Trey. You. Yeah. Oh.
No. Your blood pressure going up.
But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna give it that much. I'll say they had some good matches, like the likes of Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and then we got LA Knight against Solo Sikoa. The top 2 matches of the night. I'll say maybe it was the smart idea they did the Undisputed Tag Team Champions right before the main event, because if they didn't have LA Knight taking on Solo Sikoa, that should have main evented definitely. But how would y'all rate SmackDown? And what do you think about this post show SmackDown after Fastlane? Y'all let me know down in the comments below how y'all would rate it, and then I hope y'all like this video. Hopefully I wasn't too sloppy on this episode of the SNA podcast. And if you love this video, please give me a huge thumbs up and comment down below. Subscribe, click the bell notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming video when I'm streaming and talking about the latest wrestling news and reviewing the latest wrestling shows like WWE's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, or AEW's Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. Speaking of Rampage, we're going to get to that just right up next after I say my quick farewell of this episode. And I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the 70th episode. I'm up to 70 episodes now of the SNA podcast. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully, y'all stick around for my next video, which is the AEW Rampage review part 9. Make sure y'all check that out right now because I'm about to end this video right here. See you there in 5 seconds. Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, is out for now.